Okay, welcome everybody to the Sunday night chart chat for all the penny stock billionaires in our audience. Very exciting. I think we have a very exciting week ahead. This is becoming we're calling this. This is going to be the hot stock summer. We have a lot of stocks that are really set to break out, and I think we're going to see some new highs by September. So before we get started, we have a special new program. I think a lot of you will like, which we're going to be talking about. Dino, hello, Mike, Arash, TBP, I agree. What do we got here? Angelito. Yes, this week I have definitely agree. We have some exciting things happening. Okay, so I hope a lot of you had a chance to watch the live stream we had with Sean Black, the Richard Branson of Canada, the Warren Buffett, Richard Branson of Canada, unfortunately, we got to get him a new computer or a new microphone or something, because it's actually his thing is worse than mine. So we got to upgrade him from the Commodore 64 with the tape drive to something a little more modern, so we could hear him in the full mellifluent voice, because it was great content. So what's happening this week? I'm going to go pretty much real quick. I'm going to go through. We have 3 stocks that are actually in very good position for this week. I think we could see some big moves. We have a couple of stocks which are hanging out. But there's 3 stocks really right now that are set for big moves this week and coming into the next few months. I think we're going to see some new highs there. Yeah, definitely. So before I do that, though, kind of want to tell you about a new program. So one of my goals is to really fine-tune kind of the next super stock program to really kind of get it much more focused with maybe 6 or 8 companies which we could really focus on, and they're really going to be much more highly screened, although sometimes you never know with these things. Some of the stocks you least expect actually turn out to be some of your biggest winners. So let me just change out the banner. If you are just joining our program, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, all that good stuff. And of course, we're at wallstreetreporter.com. Yeah, so basically by September, the goal is to get down to about six, maybe 8 companies in the next super stock platform. And in terms of the discovery day stocks, I kind of maybe get rid of that. Maybe not. Depends. But because we have a new program we're going to be announcing. So what is the difference? I know maybe there's been a little bit of confusion. I did discuss it in a couple of live streams, what the difference is. So basically, the next super stock companies, which we call our next super stocks, they got to meet a couple of qualifications. I have videos on it out there. Really everything has to really line up for them to be in that category. They got to have the fundamental potential, like the big markets, the catalysts, and inflection point. But also, here's the other couple of key things. There's a difference. With the next super stocks, we really have a very high level of confidence that there is that news flow, which is really, ultimately, look, the reason why you guys are buying these stocks is because, we're bringing them to say, hey, it's at the inflection point. It's at the inflection point. There's going to be news flow. It's going to explode from here. This is it. it doesn't always happen. We've had a couple of those in the last couple months. So we're going to kind of fine tune that. All the companies which we've had as next super stocks, pretty much in the early months, they did what they said they would do. They had the news flow, they had everything going. And then sometimes, listen, as with any company, sometimes companies go off track, whatever. But look, my philosophy is I don't want to have any company on our program unless they're going to be having a minimum 3 press releases a month, bare minimum. Really should be 4. Is that a lot of press releases? Not really. If a company is really that next super stock, inflection point catalyst, those companies have multiple, they have 3-4 press releases a month, sometimes even more. If you look back, all the stocks we've had, which have been the big winners, they've all delivered. They've had that. Nextech, Cytodyne, CBDT early on, ESE, fans. So the only times the companies have really kind of not worked out is when maybe they didn't know what there was maybe some miscommunication or something, whatever. So anyway, we're going to really fine tune this to screen out even at a higher level, so that by the time a company is on our next super stock, it's like a done deal. So the differences with Discovery Day companies, some of them have been a little bit more speculative, or they might have been in sectors which are much more, like mining is something which is always, it's one of those things which is too much out of control. It's a lot of, you're dealing with nature basically. So it's difficult. So that's why they're in that next Discovery Day. But yeah, so, and also what's the other thing? So pretty much they're not as of a known quantity. So what we're going to do is this. By September, we're going to have really 2 programs. There we go. Bets, drama. There you go. But actually, listen, this is the type of thing that can happen with any company. I think bets by September, I think everybody will be very happy with what's going on. Okay. So Imagine AR, a good example. It's a stock where, they stopped putting out. They went into hibernation for a month. The same thing happened with CBDT. Who else did it happen to? With a couple of others. But when companies go into that hibernation, that's not what investors want. And those, So what we're going to do is focus on companies really that are going to be at that inflection point, and we're going to have them on for 6 months. But by then they graduate. So for example, like right now we have companies that are graduating, like Skylight is on NASDAQ. So they're not going to really need our program at this point. They're going to be on NASDAQ, they are on that. They are on NASDAQ right now. So it's kind of, they're going to more of an institutional focus, etc. And then we have a couple of companies that are getting close to that. And then we have a couple of companies we got to, kind of kick out because they haven't delivered what they said they would do. Very simple. They didn't have the news flow, or for multiple reasons. But we're going to kind of trim down. We're going to trim down kind of our little pantheon here, or roster, the roster to maybe 6 or 8 companies. So yeah, TBP, good example. So TBP has been doing everything right. Now I know some people are not happy with the financing. That knocked the stock out, but we'll go to their chart later. That's something that they really had to do really. So it's not I don't hold it against them, but that one really pretty much, I would say TBP currently is one of the best examples of that next super stock. They have been delivering news. They got the market. They got everything going for them. So the idea is this. What we're going to do is this. Because also I know a lot of you have been asking, what is, how does a company, become a next superstar or even get on the discovery days? How do they get onto the platform? Is it just, do we just take anybody that writes a check? What's the process really? The reality is no, we turn down many companies. I wish I could take on every company that would want to join. It would be phenomenal. I'd probably retire after about 2 months. But yeah, we have a lot of companies that we turned out for a variety of reasons. It's just, it might be too early. They really don't have any real news flow. That's something we're much more careful about, is that news pipeline. I really kind of want to clamp down on that. They got to have that news flow. I want to see that real visibility, and I want to see a track record. I want to see a track record of it, that they've actually delivered in the last couple of months, a decent pace of news. Because any company that's been dormant and all of a sudden they tell you that they're going to have this, it usually doesn't happen. I mean, I've gotten fooled by that a couple times. So you got to really look at the track record. So here's the new program we're going to do. Let me take a quick drink here. I'm actually, in honor of our Canadians, I'm actually drinking a Unibrew, a Canadian beer here. Wheat beer. So the new program we're doing is going to be called Baby Unicorn Stocks. Baby Unicorn Stocks. Now, what is a unicorn? Everybody knows a unicorn. That's the new thing. It's a stock or a company that becomes worth $1 billion, $1 billion valuation. I think in the microcap world, most people will be happy with 500 million plus US. So it's 600 million Canadian. I think that would be considered, that's enough of a unicorn. So what we're going to be doing is looking for these. So the next super stocks are really kind of, I call them like, they're teenage unicorns, basically. They're already kind of on their way. They're already they're adolescent unicorns. But there's a lot of these little hatchlings, the little unicorn egg and the little baby unicorns. We don't know if they're going to turn into full unicorns or fly and all that. So, and those are the high risk stocks. Let me just put up let me get this thing here. Introducing our logo for the Baby Unicorn Stocks at the right over there. Baby Unicorn Stocks. So what is the format with Baby Unicorn Stocks is this. We're going to, once a month, maybe twice a month, we're going to have a live stream. Now, you're going to have to register for this. And I have a link in the video description below where it says Baby Unicorn Stocks. You got to register. It's going to be limited. The actual live stream is going to be limited to 99 people. We're going to have 4 companies presenting for 15 minutes. That's it, 15 minutes maximum. Not even 15. It's going to be like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. I don't know. But the 15-minute time slot, each CEO is going to present. Two things are going to happen. One is we're going to have a panel of judges, sort of like you guys have seen this Shark Tank type of thing, that type of idea. We actually did that years back in a physical conferences. We had that format, so we're not copying Shark Tank copied the idea from us, really. So we're going to be having this panel of judges. Sean Black, who you saw on Friday, he's going to be one of them. I'm looking for 2 more guys. I have a couple of people in mind. They're going to ask tough questions. These are going to be real serious. It's not going to be softball questions. No softball questions. They're going to grill these CEOs, and then inside of this, the reason why you have to register for this like webinar format is because there we're going to have like polls. So the audience, you watching, are going to be able to interact and vote. You'll be able to vote in real time if you think this company has what it takes to be potentially to be a next super stock, which could be the teenage unicorn. But these 4 companies that are going to be presenting, we don't know. It could be there could be concept stocks, whatever. Could be interesting, but pretty much it's going to be open to anybody, almost anybody. I mean, it has to be halfway. It has to be the story has to be halfway decent. But any company that goes on this thing, I have no, like, we're not making any promises or anything. And here's the other thing. The 4 companies, we're not going to announce their names before. It's going to be a surprise. So you're going to have to register. You're going to have to join the event, and which is going to be 12:30, July 1st is when we're going to be doing it. Yes, exactly. We're going to be bringing these baby unicorns. Right now I'm looking at a couple of 5-cent stocks, 10-cent stocks, 15-cent stocks, which they all have something. They all have they all have a concept, right? Now, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure that the stocks that we're going to introduce, I'm pretty sure all of them can double in the first month. They have the potential to double, right? Because they got enough kind of stuff going. Now, the question is, do they have what it takes to go the distance? I have no idea. But do they have enough stuff do they have enough hype? Do they have enough story, interest? Yeah, that's going to be kind of the base. That's going to be the baseline. I mean, I can't take a company that's been around 40 years. I remember I interviewed a company. They were around for 30 years plus. I mean, the company is doing a couple million in sales, and I didn't even know why they're public. So that we wouldn't take on that type of company. We're taking on exciting companies, early stage, highly speculative, penny stocks. Some of them could be 50 cents, but usually cheap and cheerful is where we like them. Oh, is it Canada Day? I didn't even know that. What does that mean? Does that mean nobody's going to watch? You know what? No. I have to change the date then, because part of the deal is this. Part of what's going to make it exciting is we're going to have people buy the stocks. I mean, Sean has said if he likes the story, if he likes what he hears, and he's not going to know beforehand who the companies are. No one's going to know. He said he would buy the stock right in the open market. He would put the order in right there, like literally. And you guys can front run him. He said he doesn't really care. I think we talked about this on Friday. So yeah, he doesn't care about that. And you know what? I have actually the logo. I had a slight animation. Can I show this animation? I'm going to see if I can do this animation. Now I'll show this later. We do have an animation which it didn't come out that great. We have to redo it. So this is the egg. The egg. There is an animation we have. It's just not quite exactly. So yeah, we're not going to do it July 1st. Yeah, I can't believe. Another excuse to not trade. All right, so we're gonna do this probably the day before, maybe. All right, whatever the date. You can register, but we're gonna change the date, and it'll be whatever. It'll probably be a few days before or after. All right, but the point is this. So these are gonna be exciting companies. You're gonna have to join the webinar, the live stream, to find out who they are in real time. We're not gonna announce at 12:30. Who the company is. You're going to see one after the other. They're going to come on. It's going to be a complete surprise to everybody, to the judges, to everybody watching. So that way, there's not going to be any rumors. It's already out. It's not going to. I mean, of course, the companies. I don't know. They might tell the friend. I don't think so, because the baby unicorn thing is not like. This is not. Again, we're not putting our endorsement behind this, like, hey, we're not doing any big promotional program for them. So it's going to be just a tryout, an audition, basically. It's going to be an audition for the companies. They're going to go on. They're going to do their thing. The judges are going to ask me. We're going to have the audience, you at home or in the office, wherever you are, you could do this on your phone, vote. And so here's the thing. So from now on, we're only going to accept companies into our program, the next super stock, who have passed, who the audience has given the seal of approval to, and the judges. That's it. We're not. That's going to be what I was trying to say about 8 minutes ago before I got distracted. So yeah, so the new criteria on top of all the fundamentals, but the final criteria is going to be I want to see audience engagement, because look, you know what? I found like some of these companies, I didn't find out until they show up that they got the CEOs doesn't know how to tell the story or this, or they have like the business plan is like whatever, so this is going to screen those guys out. Again, 4 companies moving very quickly. 2 minutes might be 10 minutes, but we're going to have a little bit of no. Okay, so we're not going to have time for the audience to do questions because it would just take too long. We're just going to have the judges do the questions. But what we'll do is we'll have a thing where you can ask your questions. We'll pass it to the companies. If we bring them on, we'll find out. No, actually, great question, Greg. Absolutely not, because you know what? Here's the thing. My business is purely the stock promotion business, as we call it, right? So the company, I don't buy stocks in these companies. I get paid, I get options, and that's my upside. I'm not here to do a pump and dump like, look, I'm making money from the company side. There are some people out there on YouTube, whatever, on Discord channels, Twitter. I'm not going to mention any names, but anybody who tells you, hey, we're a big happy family, or I love you, and we're all in it, we're in it together, we're gonna share ideas, they have a little club. Those are the guys you got to watch out for, because how do they make money? I mean, I don't know, but generally speaking, a few guys who are in it probably buy the stocks before they start pumping them to their little friends. That's the whole idea. No, that's I am not buying these shares. So to answer your question, very, very transparent. I don't know what I think Equity Guru is a promotion. Actually, with that guy, I have no idea what he does. I don't know, but I think he's more of a paid promotional thing. But yeah, there are some guys out there who we will not mention any names, but anybody who tells you that they're your friend, they're here to like share ideas, watch your wallet, basically, is what I am saying. Chris Neville, Chris is not going to be in the spam. We're looking for, actually maybe not. It might be to mix to mix it up. You know what? I don't know, to mix it up. But yeah, it'll be entertaining. It's going to be fun. Think of it as financial entertainment. That's going to be the idea. But yeah, so we're going to have the companies. You're going to vote if you like the companies. If a company gets on a scale of 1 to 10, they get like an 8+. On a high, from a lot of people, and the judges like it, and the thing makes sense. Then we'll say, okay, you know what? If you guys want to be part of this program, here it is. Okay, great. If they don't meet that threshold, we're not gonna bring them on. We might kind of say, look, okay, you could be the baby unicorn thing. We'll give people some news updates, whatever, but for like a month. But that's it. We're not because look, you know what? Again, like as this guy said, where's this guy said, the pump and dump guy? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll be very candid with you. I'm interested in basically making money on the option side I get from the companies, right? It's much, I'd rather just work with a handful of companies where I can make a lot of money than, with a bunch of companies. It's a distraction and a waste of energy, and you diffuse your efforts, and it's just so it's purely, I'm being very transparent, it's purely a financial motive. I want to focus on super high quality and use the baby unicorn thing as sort of like a farm team, like in baseball. I think they have like, they got the major league, and then they have like they have like a minor league, but then they have like even a minor league. They have like, like 2 steps down, something where anybody can just join. Well, it would have to be they have to be pretty good, obviously, but it's a more thing. And then once they work their way through, I think it's called like the AAA or the A minor leagues, and then they work their way up this thing, and then finally they're in the minor league team, and then they can get a tryout or whatever and join the, I don't know, the Mets. I don't know, whoever the big team in baseball is right now. Bruce Linton would be a dream guy on the panel. He would actually be a dream guy. I'd love to have Bruce Linton on. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be. The guy's busy, and it's like he's got it. He's got his own stuff going on. I don't know what the stock is. It's not one of our stocks. Sorry, it's no idea. Yeah. So we're looking for those high quality companies. Okay. With that said, let me just go back to the focus of today's event, which is. You like the magic, okay? Which is our existing super stocks. We're going to be doing the chart chat. We're going to run through a couple of charts very quickly because this is the exciting stuff this week. Okay, so everybody wants to know about fans. You got the fundamentals. Everybody's talking about. I shouldn't say the Canadian sports thing, the sports betting thing. I mean. I think that's one catalyst. That's not the reason to buy fans. That's just one catalyst. That would be a small. I think that's a small part of their business. That's not the big story. My understanding is the real money they're making is on those games, the little spinning wheel games, which they license out and they get a piece of the action. So every time somebody plays at thousands of these online casinos. They can get, I don't know, a couple $100,000 a month per game per casino. So, if they have 5 games, each making $100,000, that's $500,000 times, let's just say 25 casinos. It's $1 million and change a month, and it's almost all pure profit. I mean, this is like just 25. There's thousands of these. So, if they get 100, what's the 100 times? What's 100 times 500? Is that 50 million? Is that 50 million? 100 casinos. Yeah, it's 50 million a month. Is it? It's I think that's what it is. If anybody has a calculator, I think that's pretty much right. So that's really where they're going to make their big money. But anyway, okay, let me go back to the chart because this is not about the fundamentals. The chart is looking amazing right now. Amazing chart action. Again, it's. With the thing with fans is it always does these little weird things. And there's a lot of these kind of fake outs and, but the overall trend, you could see what's going on. We've seen this exact same thing happen before. I think this week we could see a run to $1.75, $1.60, right in this range here, right in this kind of $1.75 range. This thing really looks like it's ready to explode. And if you were part of our Telegram program, we've sent out the notifications on the chart stuff. I don't know, over the last couple of weeks. You could have gotten in there early. If you want to join our Telegram, click the links in the video description down below. Also, the link if you want to join the Baby Unicorn stock live stream, get in early. And this is like really early. This is not even ground floor. Next super stock is more or less ground floor. It's like when a 100-story building is going up, it's like, they got the foundation down and they have like already the first 2 stories up, and you can see this is where it's going. You can see, whereas the Baby Unicorn it's like a hole in the ground. They're just pouring the foundation. That's the difference. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We don't. They may not even do anything. But that's going to be the difference. So, but yes, join the Baby Unicorn stock live stream. Click the link in the video description below. I also have room for like 1 or 2 companies. I guess it's going to be July I don't know, whatever, right around that time. So I'm looking for a company with a hot story, cheap, something under 50 cents, 25 cents, 10 cents ideally. Let's see here. So the math, is somebody making fun of my math skills? If you have $500,000, right? $500,000 times 100 is 50 million. 500,000 times 10 is 5 million. $50 million. 50 million a month is what they could be doing. I wonder, you know what? I gotta tell you, I wonder what Calvin is doing, because I know he put a lot of money. I think he said he put a lot of money into GBLC. That's taken up. It's been a meltdown. It's been like a Chernobyl meltdown. That's an example of a company where, I wish they would have started off as a baby unicorn thing, because, that's a baby unicorn story. It's not. It's really what a disaster. Calvin is alive. I know he's alive because he was on the thing on Friday, and he donated $5. He did a what do you call it? Super chat $5 donation. So I think the guy's okay. But anyway, even if he's down, I don't think he really cares. I don't think it's like the reason why the guy has been successful is he's not really attached to the money. I think if he went from $1 million to 200,000 or 100,000, he dropped 90%. I think the guy would be fine. He'd be on to the next thing. The Bitcoin is going down. I talked about this, by the way, on our Telegram channel, the Bitcoin chart. I might pull it up, but yeah, it's looking terrible. I don't know because look, the GazX, I think they only signed up for 3 months. They're supposed to have a lot of news. That was the idea. Their thing was going to be just news, kind of informational. Great company, great fundamentals, A-list team. But here, here's an example. That should have been a baby unicorn, because where's the news flow? We were expecting news flow. I don't know why they signed up, because it's kind of like a waste. It's basically a waste of money if they're not putting out the news for us to amplify. But they're, the great team, great. It's, I don't know. It may be one of those things that's just too early, whatever. But let me see here. Okay, so fans is looking amazing. I think this week we're going to see $1.75. Okay, let's look at the 1 hour chart, because that'll give you an idea of what can happen Monday morning. Because I know everybody here wants to know what's going to happen 2 days from now. Nobody here is thinking, 6 months. No, they want to know now. Okay, chart looks like it's like a rocket taking off. You have kind of this, I don't know, you want to call it a head and shoulders bottom, cup and handle, whatever. This is an amazing looking chart. And look at this action you saw in the last hour on Friday. Wow. So you have a little bit of resistance in this $1.40, $1.50 range. Minimal resistance. Your real next level of resistance is around $1.75, and not even that much. This stock can run pretty clear to $2, and then you can see new highs. My goal in the stock really is 350 plus. And again, we introduced this way back in it's almost July. Right here, August. I think August, this day, August 26th, I think was the live stream. So, we're going to kick these guys off the live stream. We got to get, get this thing to $3.50, $4 NASDAQ, and that's it. This is too long, a year. I know it's up 10x plus, but we got to get this thing $3.50 by September, $4, and on to the next one. We're not here to get married to these. This is, if somebody wants to do a long-term investment, okay. But this thing is looking amazing. We should see, I think, $2 probably within a month. but $1.75 is possible this week. So it's an amazing looking chart. Yes, we will pull that up. Relay, we will pull that up. That's, yeah, relay. Let me see here. Okay, so we looked at that. Let me pull up a few more before we get to the main event. Just real quick, very quickly. Peak FinTech, one of our, this has been quiet for the last, I don't know, 4 months now because of the financing they can't promote. So, again, this is stock we introduced way back in, I don't know, 30 cents, I think it was 38 cents. So it's almost not quite a 10 bagger in, I don't know, 6 months or whatever. But this financing, it's really weighing on the stock. Until they close this, it's going to be, short term, I think we're in a good position. I think we're in a pretty decent position here. I think we have kind of a base to bounce off this into the 250 range, and we can see what happens then. So I think this stock, we could see some action Monday, Tuesday to go to this 250 range. Then you have some resistance, 275. This is the $3. That is it seems like it can't break out of that range really until they get something really big happening. So Peak, I think, could be interesting this week. Real quick, I'll take a look at Liquid Avatar. That one, is building a base here. I think we could see a bit of a pop. So we introduced this over here, December 3rd, and as you can see, within 2 days, the thing basically tripled. Really, that's a stock that we sort of start off as a baby unicorn, and then seeing what happens. They've had news, but like I haven't seen the, that adoption or the app adoption as fast as as we were expecting. I mean, it's already 6 months. They maybe we're running a little bit slow, but sometimes that happens. But yeah, so this little chart that kind of gives you an idea of why you want to sign up for this baby unicorn live stream, because you could have gotten into a stock like this at 13 cents and sold at 42 cents 2 days later. But I think we're going to see actually some action here. I think we'll probably get back into the 30s pretty soon. So, but they gotta pick up the pace a little bit. Okay, Visby. So Visby is Sean Black was talking about the stock on Friday. Chart looks real good. They did a financing, so that kind of knocked them out for. I think what happened was, this is probably right around here. I think what happened was, these Canadian financings are always like, it's like a rigged game. So I think somebody started shorting this right into here. I think they said they were shorting it, and then they announced this financing, so they were able to cover through the financing. What a racket! So they basically, it's nice little return there. Let me look at the short-term chart. Short-term chart's looking pretty good. The daily chart, the 1 day, the stock is right just below that moving average. As you can see, it stopped short of that, breaking out of that 57, 58 cent range. I think we're definitely going to see this thing break out Monday, and it's got to hang out probably in the 70 cent range before really starts to build momentum. And if it can break out of here, out of this 90 cent, then you could see, a couple bucks pretty quickly. So that is the deal there. Let me look at also Logic. Wow, this has been, shocking chart here. So it's a stock we introduced last year, right around here. I think it was 280. It went to about $14. So it was about a 6x or whatever, 7x, 6x. And then they were going to go on NEO. So they announced this thing. They started doing the financing thing. They started filing all the paperwork. And of course, because in Canada, they start getting shorted. And this is such a thin stock that these guys have been, they've been shorting. I think they've been shorting this from like $10, basically. That's what's going on. And they're probably going to cover this week because they're going to close the, so Logic is doing the IPO. They're going to close the IPO this week, I believe, Monday, Tuesday. And after that, the pressure is going to be off. So I would say this is actually a pretty good looking chart. I mean, it looks horrible right now, but we should probably see a base Monday. We could see the turn. As you can see, this thing can move fast. Once they do this deal, I mean, this, from this level over here, it could run to, I mean, this is a stock that could double, go to 7, or basically triple, go to 750 in a couple of weeks. And then it can go much higher. So we're going to see what happens this week. Logic, a very interesting chart. Relay, an example of something that should have been a baby unicorn because we haven't seen the news. But the good news, I think we're building a base here. I get the sense you can see this kind of double bottom here. I think it's going to take maybe 6 weeks. It's going to build this base here for the next 6 weeks. I mean, unless something crazy happens, but I think we're gonna kind of consolidate in this low 20s range until the company starts, getting a second win with some news or some exciting action, which could happen. We already went through that one. Great. CHEAP. Here is a very interesting chart. So CHEAP, last week, early on, we put out the thing on Telegram. This was like right over here. I've been talking about CHEAP for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks, basically. You could see this thing was really wanting to run. Apparently, the news of this merger, I think investors just kind of don't get it. I think they're missing the big picture. You can see the stock stopped right at that moving average. I think we're going to break that moving average Monday or Tuesday. We might kind of bottom out at like 29, 28 cents. Maybe a little bit of consolidation there. I think here's what's happening, because you got to look at this. I mean, they're looking at this. Oh, they're doing this merger with this cannabis company. That's it. That's not the story. Again, this is my interpretation. This is not the official company line. This is just my personal opinion. This is everything we talk about on this chart thing. The chart live stream is opinion only. This is not official company information. It is opinion. So here's the thing. What I believe is going to happen is, well, actually what you have right now, this deal that they're doing, that's not the final deal. This is a stepping stone. This is going to be a stepping stone to something much bigger. When you look at a company like this, like some CEOs, there are some CEOs that they have a product and they grow that business. That's all they do. They just focus on that one product. That's it. Like, I don't know. A couple of companies I'm not going to mention, but they should have done acquisitions, but no, they want to stick to that product or whatever. CHEAP is completely the opposite. This is a deal. It is purely a transactional company. So what you're really betting on here is not what they have now. You're betting on the team. You're betting on, can these guys take this to $1 billion valuation? That's what you're betting on. And here's what you're going to have. You have here the three musketeers. You got Bruce Litton. You got this guy Will, who was with him at Canopy, who did all the M&A stuff. I mean, this is the guy that was in. It was Canopy. Was that 100 bagger? I mean, and then you have Todd. So basically, you get those three guys. I think it's a dream team. You're betting on a dream team here. It's not so much a bet on are they going to sell X amount of mushrooms in October or this. No, what they're going to do is this company is going to look completely different 6 months from now than from today. I believe that they're really going to parlay. They're going to parlay this deal into something even bigger. It's very similar to IAC, Interactive Corp. I'll pull up that chart, IAC, 1-day chart. There we go. Wow, doesn't go back any further. Maximum, okay. Oh, okay. There's been some splits. Okay, So what is IAC? IAC started off over here. I don't know if this is split adjusted or not. 88 cents, possibly. So mid-90s, late 90s. A guy named Barry Diller, who was basically a deal maker. So Barry Diller was a Hollywood guy, and he bought. I think it was right here. This was like late 90s, 97, 90, around $1 or so. He wanted to get. He saw that the internet was going to be the next thing, so he leaves Hollywood. I mean, this guy was like, a heavy hitter. I mean, this guy ran. Did he run 20th Century Fox? I think he definitely ran. He ran Paramount, I think it was. I mean, this guy was like, and this is when Hollywood was big. This is not like today; nobody really cares. But that was like, this guy super top of his game. He says the internet is going to be the next big thing. People thought the guy was out of his mind. He buys a company called QVC and some like UHF radio TV stations, UHF television. I don't even know if they have UHF TV anymore. But it was like, people thought this guy's out of his mind. No, but what the guy did was he turned it into like an e-commerce deal. He started buying companies, and look at IAC today. They were Expedia, Ticketmaster, the whole they just spun out Vimeo. So this is so basically, if you thought back in 1998 that you were buying QVC when you were buying that company, it was completely wrong. You were basically buying Barry Diller. Barry Diller took this thing from, was it I don't know if this is split adjusted or not, but basically it's been more than 100 bagger. More than 100 bagger. I mean, just in the last, okay, so let's see if you got it here. I don't even know if this is, I don't even know what's going on here. Oh my God, yeah, this is crazy. So back, look at this. It's up almost 20x in the last just 4 or 5 years. So that's basically my theory of TRIP, is that this is you're basically buying sort of you're buying the 3 Barry Dillers of cannabis, and I think we're looking for a way to articulate, but kind of the edgy type of ingredients, between the cannabis, between the psychedelics. I don't think you're really going to have any standalone psychedelics companies like just mushrooms. I don't think you're really going to have that. They're going to be, because it all ties in together. It's the same distribution stuff. It's a lot of the same stuff. There's a lot of synergies there. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what these guys do. But there's no question that investors were a little bit confused, disappointed maybe by the merger. I don't know. Maybe they were worried about a reverse split. The reverse split, is that going to? My understanding is this is not going to be a reverse split. And I mean, you might, again, I'm kind of against reverse splits. Unless it's right when the company's going to go to NASDAQ or something. But generally, they're not that great. So my understanding is they're not going to do a reverse split. So we're going to see how this thing shakes out. We'll probably hit, it's probably going to test 28 cents, maybe even a little bit lower before it catches that next wave. But I think TRIP is going to be a hot stock this summer. I think we're going to see new highs. So $1, I think we're going to see $1+ by September. And that's my take on it. That's the thing there. Okay, so let's go to RHT. Are the charts the same? I don't think they're the same. No, they're a little bit no, a little bit different. But what is happening with RHT? One day. Okay, so RHT, you know, 2 weeks ago, it looked like it was breaking out. We put out the announcement on Telegram. I talked about it on the live stream, and you know, they put out earnings which people weren't crazy about. And here's usually what happened: the stock gapped down, but apparently, you know, it was an overreaction. So it's been kind of consolidating here. I think this is going to be one of the big winners of the year, and we got to see what happens in the next couple of days. So it's definitely consolidating in this range, but definitely this is a stock that was ready to go much higher. So how high can this go? I think a minimum, again, my theory is stocks always go back to the old highs. I think at least $1.70. So I think this is going to be an easy 3x at some point in the next few months. And then from there, who knows? But this could be a, you know, I think it could be a $5 stock. Why not? Okay, let's go to TBP. As you can see, no, these are not the same charts. They're very different charts, and I will explain. I have no idea. I really have no idea. But the chart is looking amazing. Chart is looking amazing. Okay, so let's go to the TBP chart. Okay, wow. You have this kind of, you're going to see this kind of couple things happening here. You can call this or whatever you want. A double bottom happening in this part. You can have a pennant breakout. There's multiple things happening, but they're all bullish. They're all super bullish, in my opinion. And this thing is ready to make new highs. I mean, this is a stock that right back in, oh my God, this is like early May, this thing was ready to go. It was ready to go like 75 cents. This thing was ready to go. Then they did the financing. You know, you guys know the whole story now. Again, you had shorts coming in. There was a short squeeze. I mean, this thing could have gone it could have gone past $1, but they needed the money, and I don't think they needed, but they kind of do need to. You know, they can't wait to the last minute to do a raise. So whatever. So they did the thing. That kind of knocked all the wind out of the sails for 2 months. And here we are. It's actually hung in pretty well. Here's what's interesting. If you notice, the stock today, after this run, it is much higher than it's been in the past year. Even after the last 2 weeks, it's hanging on. It's hanging on to the gains. So the key, this line here, this is the line in the sand. This 35-cent line. I'm going to draw you a little trend line here. The green line. I would say. Oh, I did it backwards. But it's pretty much, that's your support, that's your key support resistance line. Okay. And you can see pretty much the chart, it either finds support or that's the resistance where it fails. Here, you really have, you're bouncing off that line. It's like the line in the sand, this 35 cents. And You're going to see some action this week, I believe. Look at this beautiful, beautiful chart. And of course, we're above the moving average again. Yeah. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart, even better. Look at this. This is what tells you what's going to happen tomorrow. I think we're going to see 45 cents within a week. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but for this stock, historically it's been a lot. I think we're going to see 45 cents, and then, new highs. I think we're going to see new highs in the stock within 2-3 weeks. We're going to see $1 plus. $1 plus. No, I think we're going to definitely see 75 cents within 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. That's what it looks like to me. 75 cents, and then this could go much higher. Oh, no, I think they're different. I would say they're very different. I think they're different. TBP, can it be $1? Yes, I believe it can. I really do. I think this thing is getting ready to run right now. I think this thing is getting ready to explode. The best looking charts we have right now, number one, TBP, number one, great looking chart. Fans, amazing looking chart. Visby, also a very good looking chart. But I think TBP and fans are neck and neck for top chart right now. So as you can see, things have been kind of building a base in the last couple of weeks. We had a rough couple of months between between Valentine's Day, that February 15th market peak, and a few weeks ago. So it's been 3-4 months, and you start to see the bottoms here. So all right, I haven't Salman, I have not heard anybody say this in quite a few months. I haven't heard anybody make a comment like that since maybe March. So I wonder which stocks you're buying here. But yeah, it's interesting. I haven't had any bad people saying, "Oh my God, you're making me poor." I haven't had anybody, which is I guess that's interesting. Okay, so let's go to so TBP. Okay, I guess he got in early on TBP. I guess he bought TBP instead of GBLC. There you go. So by the way, one of the things we talk about, I did a live stream on this, which is our the $1,000 into 10 million, the parlay program, which involves parlaying from one super stock to another like 3 or 4 times in a row, and you can basically take $1,000 and turn it into $1 million or 10 million within, in theory, you could do it in 18 months. So we have Calvin who did this in like 5 months. He turned $1,000 or no, $2,000. It was $2,000, from what I understand, into a little over $1 million. Maybe it could have been more, but within about 4 to 6 months. Really, 500 grand. He told me was with our super stock, and then he doubled his money with another stock. But basically, put everything into one stock. So 100% into one deal, and when that thing runs, he goes to the next deal. So if you start with one of these stocks, you put $1,000 in, it becomes a 10 bagger, and we've had already 8 10 baggers in the last 18 months or more. So that $1,000 becomes 10 grand. You put that into the next 10 bagger, that becomes 100 grand, and then your third 10 bagger becomes $1 million. You do it again, and that becomes 10 million. So that's 4 or 5 times. Although you could cheat. I mean, you may, your first deal might be a 50x. So the $1,000 becomes 50 grand, and then your second one is a 10 bagger, becomes 500 grand. There's different variations, but yeah. So now here's the thing. The problem with that approach of going all in on one stock is sometimes you don't know which is going to be the 10 bag and which is going to be the dud. Like we've had a couple of duds, in the last couple of months. We've had, GBLC has been a disaster. It's interesting. Whenever I introduce these stocks, and definitely in the past, I would say, hey, you could lose all your money. These are very high risk stocks. And it's never happened really before. We've never really had anything go, completely crash, like going to we've never had that. Here you see this happening. So it's possible. This is like one out of, how many companies have we had? We've had over 20 companies that we've introduced in the last 12 months for sure. Usually they don't drop that much. And this was like pretty much, it popped. I mean, so it was definitely a pop out of the gate. It was, so, I think just about every one of our stocks has increased right after we introduced it, at least 50%. Like GBLC, I think was up 50% plus. Usually they double. And the question is, can they go to that 10X? And some of them have been down, one of the things I say with these stocks are higher risk, they could, in theory, you should expect, really, when you do this type of approach, that one of these deals has to go to zero. They have to go to zero. I expect in a cohort of 10, I kind of ran through that bell curve in one of the other videos. If you have 10 of these stocks, I fully expect that, one of them, at least one, maybe two, are going to go to zero. Two of them are going to be 10 baggers plus, 10, 20X plus, which we've seen. And then the others will be like, up 50%, neutral, whatever. So that's your typical kind of venture capital distribution. That's what they go for. Although I think in venture capital, they usually expect that, one deal out of 10 is going to, go up 10X, 20X. And, 5 of them will be just a wash, and maybe half of them will go to zero. Half of them should go to zero. So we're gonna have, I'm sure, so it's actually very shocking that we have not had anything, just completely collapse, go to zero. Exactly. It's all about the fundamentals. So Iconic is, we're not working. We haven't worked with them in 5 months. I mean, they're off our thing. But yeah, and again, I like what they're doing, but it's not a next super, it's not a next super stock thing. It's like, that would have been better off really as, again, a baby unicorn stock, because look, where's the news flow, right? Where's the news flow? M&A deals, where is it? Otherwise, good company, great CEO, but there's a lot of great companies. There's a lot of very nice companies out there. There's thousands of very nice, good companies out there. They're going to go up 30%, maybe 100%. They'll double, whatever it is. We don't want those companies. I only want companies that are going to go up 10X minimum. I only want to focus on companies that are going to be up 10X to 100X, 100 bagger stocks. So, and now with our little baby unicorn thing, we're going to screen them even better. So that is the deal. So here's the thing though, here is the trade-off. The trade-off is this. The trade-off is, because now we have this kind of farm team, the baby unicorns are the kind of like the minor leagues. What might happen is, instead of introducing that 5-cent stock as a next super stock, so you get in at 5 cents and it goes to $2.50. Now what's going to happen is it'll debut as a baby unicorn. It might pop. It might go to 15 cents. Whatever in the first couple of days. So by the time they sign up as a super stock, the stock might be 20 cents or 15 cents. So it might be higher, but that's the trade-off. It might be coming in at a slightly higher level, but at least it's been de-risked to an extent, actually to a pretty good extent. I can guarantee you this. This type of filter, the baby unicorn filter, would have filtered out pretty much all the non-performers. I guarantee you would have filtered out most of the non-performers. By the way, I'm not, when we put a thing, I'm not saying that these things are I'm not making, this is not a paid newsletter. We're not saying, hey, this is gonna happen. I'm not God. I don't, say this is what's, I say these charts look great, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I mean, usually they work. Sometimes they're fake outs. So what happened here? We'll run for the week as per Friday closing. I have not compared. I have not been able to compare here, but yeah, I think Truff is down. It's back down. Yeah, it's come back down. But and Vinny went down, but the others actually all went higher. So it's almost like somebody's saying. It's almost like saying somebody says, "Oh, CBDT." It's at 60 cents. I mean, it's down 80% since March. Yeah, well, we gave it to you at a nickel. We introduced this at a nickel. It went to 250. I don't tell you what to step off and when to step on. You could have stepped off the ride at 250 or $2 even, which a lot of people did. At $1 for sure. So yeah, I mean, yeah, let's take a look here at VIN. I should take a look at VIN here. VIN is, yeah, geez. It's amazing. This thing completely turned around. It went actually, so what is it? It went up, was it Monday, I think it was? So it went up after we announced it, but then went straight down. Fair enough. What is going on here? So let's take a look at this. 10 cents is kind of, again, this could have been this would have been better off as a baby unicorn. Why? Because we haven't heard from them in a month since they debuted. There hasn't been any news flow. They want to, basically the idea is they don't want to talk about the stock until the crypto is calmed down. I don't know. I don't know if I agree or disagree, but their client, whatever they were, I was asked to take it on, and I thought it was whatever. The guy, so 10 cents is your support. Probably going to drop off a little bit here, but I think this is your base here, 10 cents. After that, I think it could run. Again, with this stock, you're really betting on the team. Can they execute? Can they create magic? We're going to find out. So while I'm doing this, I should look at the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is definitely affecting. Part of the idea, look, the main investment thesis, which I told you when I went on, I said, look, I think Bitcoin, I think these cryptocurrencies is a complete scam, but they're going higher. I mean, I was talking about this way back then. And I said, hey, it's going low, looks like it's going down. If you follow on what the hell is it, Telegram, all that other stuff, I've talked about the different buy signals, sell signals. I think the last one was a bearish one, but the main idea, I mean, and this is actually pretty bad. The investment thesis for Vinergy, for GBLC was really, I said, look, if everybody wanted the crypto stock. Everybody was looking, hey, do you have any crypto stocks? I said, okay, let's find it. The idea was, at that time, the Bitcoin looked like it was about to go parabolic. It looked like it was going to go to 100,000, which was right, kind of in this. Actually, it was right around in this kind of March time frame. I think it was right over here. Basically, is when we started with Vinergy, and yeah, I thought the Bitcoin was going to go to at least 100,000. I've been saying this since 20,000, since back in November on previous live streams over here. And, that might say 100,000, maybe 80,000, whatever it is. But things can change. Anyway, so what's happening is it hit the 65,000, and then, that's it. I mean, I talked about when it's breaking the support line. Right now, this Bitcoin thing, really, like here, you could have had a consolidation. It's had a couple of fake outs. You had a buy signal over here. It looked super bullish last week. Last Friday? I think it would have been right over here, this day. On this day, I think I even may have said it. This thing looks like it could explode. Maybe if I didn't, but this day, it looked like it could explode. What happened was you had a fake out. It stalled out, and now it's dropping lower. To me, it looks like the Bitcoin really can go to maybe 12,000, 18,000, for sure 18,000. Between 12 and 18,000, if it kind of breaks this over this 32,000 range or 30,000. We put out a couple of alerts saying that, and every time it came down here, it bounced. But I think there could be a huge huge panic. Now, when I say cryptocurrencies are a scam, whatever, I really do believe a lot of it is complete bullshit, but it's a trading vehicle. I mean, it's a trading vehicle. When it looks like it's going up, the Bitcoin is actually an amazing. It gives great. It does great trends. It trends very well. So you could almost trade off of this 50-period moving average. It breaks the moving average, you sell. It goes above it, you buy. It's uncanny. So I mean, if you want to look at it that way, great. It's almost like a guy who trades, pork belly futures. I don't know if they still have pork belly futures, but it's just a trading vehicle. You like the chart, you trade it. Let's see here. Good question. I'm not a believer in like hanging on for things like some stocks never come back. Some of these things just go to zero. A lot of stocks go to zero in the penny stock world. So you kind of, you want to, it's kind of a fine line where something bounces or no. Bonanza, yeah. You know what? It could be. It's interesting. Let's take a look at FCO. Okay, so from my understanding is my limited understanding of geologies. The Bonanza was part of the thing. Was the CS, but it's not the whole thing. It's that sample was very good. But that it might have been baked into the chart. So what's going on here? FCO. I think we might be doing like a head and shoulders bottom here at 15 cents. I mean, you have a lot of support at 15 cents. If it breaks, it can go much lower, but you have a lot of support here. So I would say there's no clear indication of where it's going to go based on this. This 1 hour chart is kind of bearish, so it might drop to, 13 cents. It's hard to tell. You're going to want to see, I kind of want to see this thing go above 20 cents. And that's if it closes above, basically with this thing is, if it goes above 20 cents, that's a buy signal. Below it, it's kind of neutral, and here it's, below here, it's below 15, it could be a sell. Well, actually, really below 12 is I don't know. This thing might go to do a double bottom at 12 cents just to freak people out. It's hard. It's really hard to tell. I can't really. I don't know. It's like it's almost like a coin toss what this thing is going to do right now. So let's see what else. Yeah, listen, there's a lot of these things that are kind of baked into the chart. You get the warrant exercise going on. Yeah. Um, so okay, I'll pull up a VST and ESE just for whatever. I think EST is kind of bottoming out here. I think it's consolidating. It's going to want to probably run at some point. This $1.30. I mean, this stock can run very easily. I would say, you know, if it breaks out of this moving average, you want to watch this moving average. Once it breaks above this, it's going to run pretty quickly. Below it, it's just consolidating. I don't see this going lower here. I don't see this going lower. I think we found the base, but it's not going to do anything until it breaks out as moving average. Oh, look at this. This is the short term. So it's kind of like hanging around here. They're going to. I don't think it's going to do pretty much anything until they close the financing here. So which is going to be probably next week, and then the pressure is going to be off. Okay, so ESC. Somebody was asking about what else? Oh, VST. I think I should do the VST chart. Yeah, VST is kind of, I don't know, it's so weird. I really was expecting this thing to just explode. And again, fundamentally, they got everything going for it. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's kind of, this thing, you can look at this, I don't know, a couple of ways. I mean, you could say it's below the moving average, so it's kind of bearish. It might drop to, by the way, this green line is from something, is it? Oh no, I think it's from somewhere else, but it kind of carried over. I don't know. We got to kind of see what happens. I would say right now, VST is basically neutral. Short term, I'm looking at the 1 hour chart. I think we have a bottom here. So it might pop. And if it goes above 80 cents, 82 cents, it's going to be bullish. And this has kind of been your resistance here. This kind of, I don't know, it just can't seem to get out of its way here. I don't know why. But fundamentally, I mean, I don't know, everything there is great. So that is the deal. Exactly. Look, I would say the thing with VST is, I call it the unicorn farm. I mean, no pun intended to our baby unicorn stocks. Yeah, but they have 20. They got 20 different companies in various stages of development. A couple of them will be, massive home runs, or I should say, have the potential to be massive home runs, and then probably half of them will go bust because it's the venture capital model, and they're going to make money on the ones that become like fans, or like, what's the other one that they have, the one that they just spun out, the Game On. So Game On, I think once they do a couple of these spinouts, I think once VST does a couple of spinouts, people will understand what the model is. It's a little bit like that chart I showed you of Interactive Corp, IAC. That was a company that did a ton of spinouts. They just spun out the Vimeo, the video thing. I think they spun out, what else? The travel, I don't know. So yeah. And when people see that, when they see a pattern of that, that's when they get it. That's when they get excited. So I'm going to wrap up here. Make sure you click the like, subscribe button, join our video channel, and click the link in the video description below for the baby unicorn stocks to if you want to be on the live stream, which is going to be July, not the 1st, because that's Canada Day, so it's going to be a different day, but right around there. We're going to adjust it, but you can sign up right now We're going to have four great, I shouldn't say great companies. No, I can't. I have no idea. But we're going to have four interesting companies, which, could move. I mean, they definitely have, they have some of the things going for them, and you're going to decide. You and the judges, you and Sean, and who else? We're going to have a couple of guys. I'm looking for two more guys. Two more guys. They're going to be grilling the CEOs, and we'll have the audience vote on a scale of 1 to 10. And, somebody that gets an over an 8, they will be given the opportunity to become a next super stock. So, we're just creating another level of entertainment, of financial entertainment, and speculation opportunities. Because I think the baby unicorns, I think those things are definitely going to have some good. Calvin Ting, you know what? I was actually thinking, Calvin, I think we could have Calvin on the panel. I think it would be interesting to have the Calvin's perspective, because he kind of, what I like about the way Calvin looks at these things, he kind of looks at it as the concept. Does it make sense or not? Does it because he doesn't really do deep due diligence. He's more like the concept guy, which is really what a lot of it is all about. So Calvin, I don't know. The question is, are you up at 12:30 Eastern time? I don't know. I think you probably sleep late, playing video games, whatever it is. I don't know what you're doing. But if you're up, you got to be up at 12:30 Eastern time. So what is that? 9:30 your time. So yeah. And by the way, since you're on here, Calvin, people have asked, how is your portfolio doing? What are you? Somebody was asking, are you still above $1 million? Below it? Where are you at? And do you own GBLC? Because I think last time you were on, you said you were going bigly into the GBLC. Look at this. The guy's up at, the guy's trading 6:30 a.m. 6:30. Okay. All right. All right. 6:30. So what is, Calvin, what's going on with the portfolio? We got to know. And the other question is, are you going to be on video? Are you going to show your face? Because last time you wanted to be anonymous. Maybe we'll have an avatar for you. I don't know. It'll be fun. But and we'll rotate. We'll have different people, like every other, but we're gonna have a rotating cast. So what is going on with the portfolio? Okay. Okay, 20% is down, only 20%. Fucking great. I mean, that is amazing. That's amazing. How many stocks are you in right now? How many? You're not like all, concentrated in one deal now. I mean, I think you probably spread the money around. Like, how far are you spread? Do you have like 5 deals? Like how widely do you have it spread? Oh, we're gonna see Calvin. Oh, there are 5 stocks. That's good. That is good. Okay. Yes, if one of them blows up or whatever, it's not that bad. I mean, if you're doing like that type of thing, if you're like swinging for the fences, yeah, you gotta spread the money around. Especially, I think, look, I don't think you want to give up that money. All right, we got a lot of people asking personal questions. How many shares of GBLC do you have? Do you still own? Do you want to? Maybe we can ask on a live stream. Holy shit! You were down 70% a few months ago. I kind of assumed. It's funny. I assumed you might have been down. I forget, how much did I say? 50, a lot, but 70% is a lot. So the guy's back up. The guy's up back to. I can't tell. Okay, some people can. Okay. Wow, 70%. Now, Calvin, we'll have to do another interview later. So before, when we first had you on, I think it was in March, you basically had the experience of pretty much the up. The roller coaster was going up. So everything was going up. You might have missed out on some deals, like, okay, you missed something and then it went up 5x or 10x. Pretty much everything was going up. So you didn't have any big drawdowns, and so I'm curious, like, what is the feeling? How do you hang on? What was going through your mind? When this thing is down 70%. Actually, Calvin, you want to show up? Let me see if I get your email. If you know what, here's what I'm gonna do, Calvin. Here is what I will do. I'm gonna send you a link right now. I'm gonna send you a link. If you want to join the live stream right now, we're gonna have we'll have a quick Q&A. We're gonna have a quick Q&A here. Calvin, where's your email? I'm waiting for the email. Where is it? Okay, you're sending the email now? Okay, quick. Calvin, come on, this is live, man. We can't. Let me see. Okay. Do you have my email? I think you have my email. Here's what I'm gonna do. You know what? Trip. Okay. Let's see. Let's give it a minute. And see if we can get Calvin on here. I'm not getting the email. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do is Calvin. Okay, this is for Calvin only. Calvin, I'm putting out the link here in public here. Actually, no, I can't do that. I don't know who's going to. No, I can't do that. We have to wait for the email. Ben is down 20%. That's actually not bad. Where's Calvin? Okay, Calvin. That's it. No, I don't think we're gonna get Calvin. I don't think he has the email here. So we're gonna have Calvin on a separate live stream later, maybe later in the week or something. We'll do a quick interview, and yeah, a lot of questions for Calvin. We'll have him on. Calvin will be live streaming from the Lamborghini. From the Lamborghini that he bought with his with the massive profits. Heavy position fundamentals. Okay. Wow. Let's see here. Okay. No. Okay. So I don't have his email. All right. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. Is he texting it? I think shit. No. All right. Oh, that's right. He didn't buy the Lambo. He bought a Toyota. Does Calvin, do you own fans? All right. We'll have the Calvin Ting interview later. Yeah, this guy's down 60%. Yeah. He owns fans. Okay. All right. Okay. With that said, we're gonna wrap up. I will see you in the next live stream. I think this week we're gonna have a couple. I think we're gonna have Happy on this week. That'll be with a new CEO. We're gonna have a couple of other companies, and we're gonna have the baby unicorns in roughly 10 days from now. If you want to join the baby unicorn live stream, click the link in the video description below, which says baby unicorns. All right, thank you everybody for joining. We'll see you on the next one.